Have you ever wondered what made a multi-billion-dollar company that rich? It wasn't a secret recipe or a secret ingredient. It was actually a tennis court, a tennis court, a tennis court, a tennis court. So in 1948, the founders of McDonald's, who is taken by McDonald's, they brought a pack of chalk to a tennis court, and they drew their kitchen layout, like they outlined their kitchen layout on the tennis court. They weren't here to play, okay? So they brought in their workers and they made them flip imaginary burgers and fry imaginary fries, like they were like lunatics just doing work like imaginary. And they brought in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like they brought in one by one each worker, and at 7 workers, it was like peak efficiency. Like everybody was doing their job well, and it was like a synchronized dance. But when it's at 8 workers, like the magic just instantly broke. Like they started bumping onto each other, and they started bumping shoulders, stepping onto each other, and it just didn't work. So that is actually a problem that can be named in economics, which is the law of diminishing returns. So let me write that. Oh my gosh. Law of diminishing returns. And I'm gonna explain to you what's that and how they fixed it and why does it matter to you in the next 10 minutes. So this is Leila Rumi, and let's understand why this happens with a graph. So we have input here, which is our labor, how many workers we have. So what is input? Basically, it's like what we put into our business. We have fixed input and variable. Fixed here input, we have a kitchen, which, let's imagine we have 1 grill and 1 fryer right here, and then another one is variable input, which is our workers, our labor, okay, and our output, which is burgers and fries. So we have 1 fryer and 1 grill, okay. And when we have 1 worker, can you imagine, they're like quite overwhelmed. But when we add 2 workers, maybe one person is flipping the burgers, one person is frying, and maybe another person, the third worker, is packing, and then the output goes up, right? It spikes up. But when you add the 4th, 5th, 6th, will it go up always? Remember, we have fixed equipment, which is our grill and fryer. In the short term, it's fixed. We cannot just, maybe we are just starting out, we're like McDonald's starting out, we don't have enough money yet, and then like the curve begins to flatten a little bit, you know, it doesn't increase as fast, you know. They are pushing out burgers, like the 7th worker, they are pushing out burgers, but at less speed, because they need to wait for their turn. Maybe like they need to wait for their turn to grill. Not everybody can grill at the same time because they only have 1 griller, so it becomes less spike, like it bends and flattens. But at one point, when you add the 8th worker, like it breaks the magic. Remember, they started bumping on each other, maybe hot oil splashes, and you know, they are just frustrated, and then the output like the burgers, goes down because it's too overcrowded. So that's 3 parts in law of diminishing returns. So here at this point, it's increasing, right? Every output is increasing. It's going up really fast because they're specializing, which is called specialization. Everybody knows what they're doing, and then at this point, before it goes down, it's diminishing because it's still increasing, yes, like the total production, but it adds less and less speed, and then diminishing and decreasing. At this point, company like the firm should not hire more labor, and that is what McDonald's problem is facing. What if we want more production, but adding more workers is clearly not the solution? What would they do? So that's what I'm gonna tell you and teach you, and okay. So that's what I'm gonna solve the problem, like show you how they solve the problem now. So how can McDonald's fix the problem? Because they had a fixed input, right? Like they could just freeze at 7 workers, knowing that 8 workers, like their favorable input, would not help at all. But they realize when they cannot stretch the walls of the kitchen, they could make tools that could help them make fast food even faster. So first, they redesign their whole kitchen layout. They use like a new whole stainless steel assembly line, so like the burgers could slip through like the metals, and they wouldn't have to walk around, so they wouldn't bump into each other, and every worker is just at their fixed spot doing their work, no walking. Second, they look at the bottleneck of condiments, mustard, ketchup. They had to squeeze and spread. It was a work. Now they invented a sauce gun, and with one squeeze, they could sauce up 12 buns. And third, they redesign the grill. The grill. But they had like custom-made spatulas, so they spent like millions, probably millions on redesigning like the whole kitchen layout and like inventing tools, so they can flip twice as much burgers. Like everything is optimized efficiency. Lastly, the most important of it all, they eliminated the final bottleneck of the packaging. It was originally like those glass and like actual real plates, but now in McDonald's, everything is paper, like those paper bags, paper packaging, and it's lightweight. No more heavy storage, and the cups are also like cardboard, I'm pretty sure. And the moment customer finish eating, the trash is like thrown away. We don't have to like wash anything, So by completely changing the property of the fixed resource, they didn't just fix traffic jam. They shifted the whole curve on the graph upward. And the 7 people are not just fast. It was hyper efficient, diminishing returns. Okay, so then what does this matter to you? So think of it as like maybe you're working or you're studying, and you have a fixed resource, right? Maybe it's your time or your brain energy, your brain power, and then you have a variable input, which is maybe your study time or your work time. But when you study too much, when you study like 5 hours, 10 hours, and you keep adding it to the fixed resource like the kitchen, when you add too many people, like 10, 20 people, you'll get too overcrowded. And at that point, remember our graph, everything starts decreasing. Like even when you put more input, even when you add input, it will decrease. So like I think this lessons for me is you should not overwork yourself, or maybe less is more, and you could fix on working on your fixed resource, getting more sleep, eating better, and just like we need peak efficiency for our motto, like our motto, our machine. That's basically our kitchen layout, our body, and our mind. So I hope you learn with this video, and this is Slay and Learn. One thing, like I don't know that my video keeps getting removed. So I don't know if this video would upload, but yeah, I'll just try to fix it. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much